African Union mission in Somalia, geared at pacifying Somalia and restoring a manageable state that had collapsed in 1992 after the death of then Somali President Said Barre, hangs in a balance of a mission collapsing. This following a communication from the biggest funder of the mission, the European Union, slashing its contribution to the mission by a scathing percentage.
EU as European Union, which has been responsible for the allowances of the troops on the ground, communicated that because of reasons which they couldn't explain, that they were going to cut down on the allowances by 20%, which literally means that the allowance level at which we had been operating of 1,028 is going to reduce to 828. Nyumbani ni swali na hapa nimekuta kazi imeendelea vizuri, so napiga asante kwenyu. Lakini nyinyi watu wa nyeupe mnanishangaza sana. Unaona wakimletea anasema jaribu, anakafanya hivi. Unafikiri anaona uchafu ndani. Anaona trick. Wakimwangalia macho anafunga anafanya.
With Uganda having the biggest number of foot soldiers in the mission, estimated at 15,000. Literally, what scale-down implication does the EU/20% budget have on the allowances of a UPDF soldier in the theater operation?
But, the allowance level at which we had been operating of 1,028 is going to reduce to 828. The question is, what will the troop contributing countries do to mitigate the administrative requirements of that mission? Because when they were giving us the 1,028, $200 was being deducted to address the administrative costs. Now, if it comes to 828, will the country still reduce $200? Probably not. We are considering something within the range of $100.
And what is this going to mean to a UPDF soldier?
It means the soldier will also lose $100 in effect, because when they were getting 1,028, if you deduct 200, you are left with 828. Now, when they are getting 828, if you reduce by 100, you will get 728. So, in effect, he has lost 100. So that's what we are likely to do.
Katumba! Katumba safi. Imara mipango zake.
Kwanza, nataka kuwapa pole kwa kazi. Asante sana kwa kazi nzuri ambao mmefanya, ambao tumetenda mpaka sasa hivi. Namna nadhani tulizungumza single, nilisema msiende kuharibu, muongeze kwa wenzenyu ambao wamefanya nini? Walikwama. Na kwa kweli mmefanya nini? Mmeongeza. So napiga asante kwenyu kwa kazi nzuri.
Despite of the tremendous strides that the UPDF was made in neutralizing the Al-Qaeda-financed Al-Shabaab Islamic extremists in Somalia, where does the EU/budget option of 20% leave the sustainability of the mission?
This is a big question. That's a $100 million question. Is this mission sustainable? And how reliable are we going to rely on these partners if today they are reducing by 200, tomorrow possibly they reduce by another 200, and what will be the fate? So we want this to be heard by all the concerned, especially the United Nations, because it's the United Nations which is responsible for international peace and security. The situation in Somalia is a situation which everybody at one time was worried about. You remember at one time piracy was at its highest. Prices everywhere had gone through the roof because of the piracy on the seas. Now, as the President Museveni one time said, that pilots are not aquatic animals. They stay on the land. If you stabilize the land, the piracy will end. We have more or less stabilized the land. That's why there's no piracy now in Somalia off the coast. Now, if we don't get this support, if we are going to continue with this kind of frustrations, where is our moral strength to continue with the mission. So there is a danger to the mission. It may not be only Uganda. I think even other troop contributing countries are feeling the pinch.
Following the slash of the Amisom budget by 20%, contributing countries to the mission are now advocating for the reviewing of the mission.
I think it is. We think it is. It is time for us to sit down with all the partners and see whether people really value what we are doing in Somalia and whether they feel that the Somalis as other, as other human beings deserve being helped or not.
In March 2016, the Uganda government was considering withdrawing from the mission. However, General Katumba Wamala says the EU/20% budget decision returns on table Uganda's earlier withdrawal position from the African Union mission in Somalia.
Actually adds more reason for us to push for that.
Push for what?
Push for the withdrawal of our troops.
Sibasi, Television, Parliament.